Welcome everyone. Welcome to purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight I'm going to be reading for all 12 signs for the week of February 15th through the 21st. Your biggest cosmic influence this week will be the Aquarius new moon solar eclipse coming in on the 17th. This is going to signal some sudden disruptive shifts within technology, social structures, and your personal freedom. So this is going to require some forward thinking and some strategic and calculated action. Guys, we did talk all about the Aquarius new moon solar eclipse on Tuesday night. If you did miss that live, you can find that information over on my YouTube channel. I am going to start with the fire signs. I will break down each individual sign. I will provide timestamps, of course, after the live stream is over. You'll be able to find those in the description box of this video. Please remember, we're also multi-streaming, so we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch tonight. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Sandra, for the audio check. All right, guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. Not true, I need to tell you. So as I was preparing to get ready for the live, I usually have to have a few minutes. I know I've told you guys this before, where I'm supposed to like come in here and just, close everything out and just be open to receive the channeled information. And I'm always guided to prepare which cards we're going to use and all of this. And tonight I kept going back and forth between regular tarot and Dreams of Gaia. Guys, Dreams of Gaia is a tarot oracle mix. It's rare that you see that. You usually see a tarot set like such, that we're all used to seeing, or you see an oracle set. This is Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. We're going to use these tonight for our guidance cards. So these are oracles, and then these are tarots, right? So Dreams of Gaia, very special set, and it's a tarot oracle mix, okay? I haven't used them very often, which is really unfortunate because very powerful cards. It was actually one of the very first sets that was gifted to me when I very first started PLR. I really do wish that I had become more comfortable with them sooner and that I had started to use them sooner. But the interesting part, the reason I'm telling you all of this, welcome Twitch, welcome. But the reason I'm telling you all of this is because when I was getting ready, so I'm at Sisters, as you all know, you can see a little bit different picture, different desk, right? And when I got here, I always unpack my things right away and I get my desk set up right away so I can work while I'm here. I'm usually here, just a few days, and it's a little, I don't know, a home away from home type of thing, right? I remember unpacking the book. So I keep all my books, guys. I keep all my tarot books, oracle books. I read the books. Yes, you are supposed to use your intuition, but I think it's really important that you know what the cards mean. So I study the books. I learn the books front to back, all the things. I lost my book, y'all. I can't find my book. And I was going to pull it out because I thought I would use it. Dreams of Gaia in the book. It's a great set and a great book. It has the keywords right on the top when you first look up the card, you know what I mean? And I can't find my book. So I'm totally trying not to panic. We're going to be focused on our intuition tonight and what Rosa can remember from the book, right? But I definitely feel like this is spirit, like it's a test, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to use these cards. When I couldn't find the book, I immediately tried to swap it back out. And I heard like, no, we're going to do it this way tonight. So, I don't know, just, pray for me. Right. And then I hope I can find my book after this is said and done. This is not the first time Spirit has done this to me. And I do tend to find the item, whatever it is, shortly after the live. So I'm hoping that that's the case because I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my Dreams of Gaia. But Anyway, that's what we're going to use tonight. Guys, I am going to start with the fire signs. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, I will break them down individually. These are long lives. So if you're hanging out and you're watching live, thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. Grab a water, right? Grab a water, get comfortable, get a snack. If you're watching the replay, please remember the timestamps will be in the description box, and you can just scroll down to the bottom and click the one that you need. I should say before we get started, I don't ever tell you that these are for your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign. I understand that we have all 12 zodiac sign energies correlated in our birth chart. I understand that those energies rule over a certain area of our life, right? So I always suggest that you listen to all 12 readings and then you correlate that guidance message with that area of your life. We are starting to hear more tarot readers and more astrologers say that. So I don't feel so weird anymore out here. I know 5 years ago when I came out here, and I was saying that, I was definitely feeling like that fish that was swimming upstream, you know what I mean? Because everybody always said the opposite, sun, moon, rising. But I think we're all starting to get a little bit more knowledge, and we're starting to learn a little bit more about our birth charts and the soul map that it is, right? All right, let's get started with Aries. Let's do 646 because I've seen it for Aries. The sixes could definitely be significant for you, Aries. We are looking at the week of the 15th through the 21st. But I personally have been seeing a lot of sixes. I know everybody gets scared when we talk about sixes. They're like, oh my gosh, the devil. That's actually not what it means, unfortunately. Honestly, I mean, it does mean that and it doesn't. It means that because we collectively put so much energy into that false information that we kind of create it so, right? But sixes in numerology actually represent harmony and balance. They come after fives, and fives are always like change, right? Sixes are it's the number after the change. So it's like when you've become more accepting of whatever the change is. The number 5 is the more of the challenging number, right? And then 6 is more of like you've already went through the challenge and now you've accepted that change and now you're finding your balance in that change. Does that make sense? So 6s is very possible, Aries, that you're seeing a lot of 6s because you've transitioned, went through some shift, experienced a lot of challenging changes, and now you're like on the other side. And I feel like that really resonates for me. I have a lot of Aries in my chart. My sun, of course, is in Aries. Mars is in Aries. Mercury is in Aries. I have a lot going on in Aries, and it is my 10th house. So I'm going to correlate this reading with my career, my reputation, right? That's 10th house. All right, so again, I recommend that you get your birth chart and you follow along. Jenna, welcome. I see you, ladies. Welcome in. All right, here we go, Aries. Right out of the gate, bottom of the deck, beautiful card. We have the Ace of Fire. The Ace of Fire is going to be like Ace of Wands. So you're reading bottom of the deck energy, right? So this is like your overall energy is going to be your fate, your destiny. And it very much, especially in this particular set, represents new passionate action. New passionate action. All right, so we have the Self card coming out for your energy of the week. We have the Eight of Air. This is going to be like Eight of Swords coming out for your challenges or obstacles. Lesson learned. We do have Integrity coming out. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for that, so we'll just cover that up there. And then we have the King of Air, so the King of Swords coming out for your outcome. So I do feel like this is going to have something to do with standing up for yourself, choosing yourself, putting yourself first. It's going to have something to do with putting yourself first in something that you're speaking, something that you're saying, or maybe if you're like a mentor or you're teaching others. It's very much giving me the what's a good one? Like walk the talk type of energy. I don't ever get those sayings right. In other words, like if you're saying something, you need to be doing it. So that's what I'm getting for Aries. All right, let's pull a little tarot. Let's see what this is about. I feel like Aries always getting the spankings. All right, bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Swords, King of Air, the Eight of Air. So this energy very much goes together. Queen of Swords, again, about, this is going to be about enforcing your boundaries. Enforcing your boundaries. All right, for the Self card, we do have the Three of Pentacles coming out. This is telling me that you're very focused on other people. And here's the thing. We're really struggling to find a balance right now, especially this week with this Aquarius new moon solar eclipse, between our self, the self energy, and the energy of Aquarius, which is the energy of us, right? Which is the energy of we, mass people, humanitarian energy, right? So right now we're struggling to find that balance. So if you're an empath, and guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow night. I'm doing that Friday the 13th party. So make sure come back and join me for that. But we're going to talk a little bit more about what it means to be an empath, and how come the collective energies pull at you so strongly, right? I'm going to touch on that tomorrow night. So because most of us that are having spiritual awakenings are strong empaths, which just means that we can feel other emotions other than our own, right? And here's what I'm going to say. I want to say that everybody on the planet is that way. But as I'm going through life, right, I'm fixing to turn 47 in April. As I'm going through life, that is not the case. I'm seeing that more and more. It is a lot harder for some people to have empathy and compassion and understanding than it is for others. So I don't know what that means, or I don't know if like everybody's journey is different, and maybe we need people that have this much compassion, and then we need people that don't. I don't know. I don't know what God's plan is. I'll ask him one day, right? But today is not the day. Here's what I do know. What I do know is that if you're having spiritual awakening, if you're watching me, you're more than likely a strong empath, and you're probably struggling with just everything that's happening in the world today, not just in your personal life, but in your local town, in your local city, in your local county, in your local state, in your local country, in your local part of the world. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, regardless of where you're at in the world right now, it's Pluto and Aquarius, in case you were wondering. We're all kind of going through some really destructive, challenging moments. And because of that, those of us that are empaths, not only are we feeling the weight of our own grief and the weight of our own shock and all the things that we're going through, but we're also feeling of those around us as well, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that Spirit has put us all in like different areas. I think that's why we all feel so lonely, right? I don't know why I'm laughing about that. It's not funny. But I do. I feel like that's why we kind of feel like we're out here, just blowing in the wind on our own. But it's because Spirit has put us in like really specific areas. And I do feel that we're transmuting that energy of the people that are around us. But again, I say all of that because what I've learned that is most important in this journey is you're going to transmute regardless. You're going to do that through your awakening, whether you know what you're doing or you don't, right? Like I didn't know what transmuting energy even meant when I first had my awakening. I was doing this live because, God told me to. And then people would come in here and be like, you're transmuting or you're channeling. I didn't know what any of these words were, right? Like I was just following Spirit's guidance. So again, you're doing it whether you know what you're doing or not. So what happens is when you're an empath and we're going, the world is going through such challenging times, you're feeling that weight, and it's extra heavy because, again, it's not just your own, it's everyone. And it's not just the people around you, because they're feeling the people around them, and they're feeling the people around them. And then suddenly it becomes like the weight of the world type of energy, right? So here's what I've learned. You cannot, as a human, we have limits. We're not able to take on that weight and take on that emotion and then continue forward in our path. It's just not possible. We have to balance that energy out. We have to step away at times, and we have to take care of ourselves. And the interesting part is that Aries is the sign of the self. It is the house, the first house, right? It is the energy of selfishness, selflessness as well. But because it's the warrior, it's Mars is the ruler of Aries. Mars is the warrior planet. If you know an Aries, if you have a friend that is an Aries, that person is your biggest cheerleader. That person is the person that you call when the shit goes down. You know what I'm trying to say? They're always going to show up. They're always going to have your back. They always have the shovel. You know what I'm trying to say here? Aries is that sign, that energy. Because Aries is that sign, and because we're all feeling literally the weight of the world on our shoulders, Aries is struggling because Aries doesn't know when to balance that out. It's almost like it's challenging for Aries to understand that it's not the responsibility of Aries to fix the world. Does that make sense? So there's going to be something about some self-restriction, right? Eight of Swords, some energy where you've entrapped yourself and probably depleted yourself, maybe feeling tired, exhausted, thinking that you have to do everything for everyone. And the King of Air is giving me this energy. It's King of Swords, and it's giving me this energy not just about authenticity and truth and responsibility, but it's giving me this energy of like, you have to do for yourself what you're telling everyone else to do. Queen of Wands comes out. So there's something about your confidence, and that's where like the self-restriction could be. For integrity, we do have the 10 of Pentacles. What I'm getting here with this energy is this, there's this belief system that you have, and I feel like this is lesson learned to help you with a challenge or obstacle. You're lacking in confidence, but you're overdoing something. You're over giving. You're giving it to everyone else, but not replenishing yourself, not giving it to yourself, not putting the love back in your own cup. With the 10 of Pentacles coming out, this is like your goals, your achievements, the things that you want, Aries. What I'm getting with this is like, you think that the more you do, then the more you'll receive. And that's not the case, because you're thinking like the more you do for others, the more they're going to do for you. And I feel like this Aquarius solar eclipse is, yes, very much an energy of service and very much an energy of what everyone needs, right? Not just me. But I think the eclipse part is showing you the importance of replenishing your cup first. It's showing you the importance of putting your mask on first. So when you're on the airplane and the lady goes through, these are your emergency exits, and she tells you that if there's an emergency, that mask is going to fall down, and how to put that mask on. She tells you the importance of putting that mask on, because if you try to go help someone else, then you're going to run out of air. Does that make sense? And I think that is what's coming out this week with the Aquarius new moon solar eclipse. Judgment coming out, part of your purpose. This is going to help you in some form of alignment. And strong Scorpio energy coming out with major arcana. So you definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio. Maybe that's who you need to speak some truths to, draw some boundaries, enforce some boundaries, Aries. All right, so we're using the Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray for guidance. I'm not sure what happened. Give me just a second. Let me know if we still have sound. I'm not sure what happened. That could be, I mean, it could have just been the spirit saying, you know, should have been on the camera. Sweet. All right, I'm going to keep going. All right, Aries, let's pull guidance card. Keepers of the Light, Kyle Gray, Ascended Masters. All the Ascended Masters put together in one oracle set. All right, we have Earth Connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. We have Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Here it is, Aries. Follow the inner call. There's your inner call. And don't let anything stop you. I definitely feel like there could be some type of obstacle, something slowing you down. It may be even a person. Bottom of the deck, we do have infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology to close it out. Let me know what you guys thought of the Dreams of Gaia. It was Mary Magdalene. All right, we have, look, Spirit. Do you see? Do you see? Show the world the real you. Tell me that's not funny. A new start is coming. Emotions are running high. All right. I'm going to leave it right there, Aries. I hope that was helpful. I don't know. We did camera on Tuesday night, right? Like, isn't that enough? All right. Leo is next. I'm just going to clean up really quickly. How is the music? Is it too loud? I mean, I did do my makeup today, but it was only because me and sister had to go out. Sweet. Maybe if it's not too loud, we won't get in trouble. All right, Leo. Let's do 2450. And Leo, this is going to be for February 15th through the 21st. I'm going to start out with Dreams of Gaia. Bottom of the deck, we have the Child. That could be a lot of things. Of course, it could be about children. But I think it's going to be more about inner child, innocence, happiness, joy, that type of energy. It's giving a little bit of a sacral chakra type of energy as well. All right, Leo. So we have the 10 of Earth coming out. It's definitely like 10 of Pentacles type of energy. This is your energy of the week. So your goals, your achievements, the things that you want. We have the Ace of Earth coming out for your challenges or obstacles. We have the Body and Mind card. So this would be, this is the 11 of Air, and it's not considered an oracle card per se, because remember I told you they're mixed tarot and oracle. Each tarot set has like an additional card, kind of like the Night energy and Rider Waite, and that's the Body and Mind card with the 11 of Air. This is lesson learned. So this is definitely going to be energy of balancing body, mind, soul. It could have something to do with the chakras as well. Then for your outcome, we do have the 6 of Water coming out. This is giving strong reunion energy, surrendering, someone coming back. I will say we are fixing to have Mercury retrograde. I believe it actually doesn't start until the 22nd. But that energy is heightened. And we all know that it is about people and things returning. Here's what I'm getting, Leo. Something could be like you could have gotten on track with something that you had a goal, like something you wanted to achieve. And then someone could be like coming back around, causing some type of disruption. And that disruption could be causing some more delays. The 6 of Water could actually be you releasing someone. The Ace of Earth, this is the like an Ace of Pentacles, but it's giving me more of grounding energy. You're very ungrounded. Like you could be feeling very unstable. The 10 of Earth, there's something about her mask, and it's not really about taking the mask off per se. It's more giving the energy of like you wear many hats, you have many jobs, you have a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of people counting on you. All right, let's pull a little tarot. All right, the Emperor comes out right away. We have Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. It's very much giving that energy here. I feel like you need to take control of some type of situation this week. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who has a lot of responsibility. So it's definitely giving me that energy. The Emperor is someone who is a powerful leader. It is someone who takes control, doesn't lose control. Powerful Aries, major arcana. We have the Death card coming out, so transformation, endings, and beginnings. So you could be experiencing a lot of endings and beginnings, and that could be making me feel unstable at this time. So how you're going to, excuse me. So a lot of anxiousness, a lot of, look, I even started, I don't know, it got hot. There's a lot of anxiousness. There's a lot of worry. And it's like, there's really only one minor distraction, minor, something that has you just slightly out of alignment. Your lesson learned to help you with that is body and mind. It's definitely giving me that energy of, mind, body, soul. It's giving me the energy of needing to have each of those balance. So in other words, if your head is telling you to do one thing, but your heart is causing you to do something else, there's a disruption, there's an imbalance, there's something out of alignment. We have the Knight of Swords. This is my clue card for a breakup. So I do feel like you need to break free from some energy that maybe even, man, this, if y'all knew the spankings I'm getting right now, but maybe even this energy returns every time you find level ground. Leo, every time you find solid ground, every time you take control, take your power back, every time you rebuild your foundation, this energy is returning and returning and returning. And I mean, the message is clear as day. Eight of Cups comes out. We all know what the Eight of Cups means. It's clear. You can see it. It is also the only tarot card, I want to point out, the only tarot card that shows the eclipse. This is it, Leo. Whoever this is, and here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not telling you, oh, someone returns and you tell them to F off. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But if they can't meet you where you are, you can no longer reach down to bring them to you. Does that make sense? You can no longer give your power away. It's not going to be allowed anymore. That's done. So if they can meet you and they've worked on themselves and they're healing and they're learning, and it's walking towards Two of Cups, remember? So it's walking towards equal effort. So if they can give you equal effort, then yay, take them back. But if they can't, let it go. Star Lover, welcome. Happy birthday. All right, Leo. Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. This is God telling me to be nice. Magic manifesting. Your dreams, vision, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. I love when Spirit takes the guidance card and literally wraps up what I just said. On the bottom, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Moonology to close it out for Leo. I almost like the Leo reading a little better than the Aries reading. You and your loved ones are safe. It's new moon in Cancer. And your dreams need a practical plan. It's full moon in Taurus. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up. really quickly, and then we'll move on to Sagittarius. I got the hiccups. That's rare. It's good, Diana. I think if I keep it low enough, then I'm able to get away with it. I just really like being able to listen to music when I'm reading tarot. And I think a lot of the times, you know, Spirit is genius, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of the times the songs will line up or have a message, you know what I mean? Like, all right, Diana. Diana, our resident Sagittarian. My moon sign is Sagittarius. I used to think it was Capricorn. It was right on the cusp. But when I got my birth time, it moved just a sliver. And now it's a Sagittarius moon. Which makes a lot of sense. I feel like my emotions are everywhere all the time. I change my mind regularly. I can feel one way one moment and very quickly feel a different way. The empathy with a Sagittarius moon is extreme. Think about it. Sagittarius is expansive. It's huge. It's big. It's wide. It's open. It travels. It explores. It's constantly searching. You know what I'm trying to say? So Sagittarius moon at 29 degrees. Oh, heck yeah. A little bit of a message before we get started. So I heard the words something twisted in the song that's playing. And this could be one of those moments where like you feel, I don't know, tied in knots about something. She's saying something about inside you feel all twisted. So it could be this energy of feeling like you're, I don't know, stressed about something, worried about something, and knots about something, trying to decide what to do about something. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do 38:55 because I've seen it. That's going to be one of those ones I won't be able to read. All right, Sagittarius, this is going to be February 15th through the 21st. And you do have the Aquarius solar eclipse coming in on the 17th. It is eclipse season now officially. This moon will impact us. This cycle of eclipses will impact us for the next 2 years until 2028. So let's see what the energy for Sagittarius, February 15th through the 21st. Bottom of the deck, we have the scribe. And we do look at that. Emotions. I was just talking about how Sagittarius is my moon sign. But let's talk about the emotions card and the dreams of Gaia a little bit. I don't know how well you can see it. It's not the best, is it? Okay, so on the top, there's an angel. And she's holding a sword. And there is this fire dragon behind her. And above the sword, this angel is very powerful, and she's very controlled, and she's very I heard the word relentless, which is possible as well. Someone who perseveres, doesn't let their emotions slow them down, right? On the bottom, there's a person here who's draped in this dark cloak, and she's covering her face, and you can tell that she's experiencing some type of fear, right? Like you can tell that there's some type of issue. And the idea is that sometimes you could be pushing emotions down, hiding something, pretending like you don't notice something, and it could just be festering. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. I mean, it's also possible, Sagittarius, that it's telling you not to let your emotions get the better of you. I mean, that's very possible too. But I'm sensing something festering. Like you're not saying something, the sword, you're not speaking something about how you feel about something, and it could be causing it to like fester, grow. And what it's growing is some type of fear, some type of I'm not sure what action to take next, because I'm feeling some sense of anxiousness or fearful of some outcome. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle. We have the 9 of air coming out. These are going to be the thoughts in your mind. Kind of like 9 of swords, anxiousness, anxiety. All right, and then let's look at lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have the 5 of fire. This is very much a battle. This is why you're anxious. And then let's pull the potential outcome for Sagittarius. We do have the masculine, feminine coming out. And it's going to be the 11 of fire. On the bottom was the scribe. The scribe is about knowledge, knowing, having the information that you need. I feel like this reading could have something to do with empathy. It could have something to do with feeling the emotions of others. It could also have something to do with the thoughts in your mind, especially if you're speaking negatively to yourself. But I think for most of you, Sagittarius, this is going to have something to do with someone that you're in some type of argument or disagreement with. And I think that you've been holding something back. I think you've been hiding your emotions, maybe how you feel about something. And the energy of the masculine and the feminine, of course, it's balanced, right? Always. But here's what I've learned in my awakening as I've went to balance my masculine and feminine energy. One, I learned that the masculine energy is the light and the feminine energy is the darkness. And I know that's hard for people to understand. I've learned how to integrate my own darkness, which in turn helps me not be so much in my masculine energy all the time, right? How many of you feel like when you're in relationships, like you're the one that's constantly giving, or constantly doing, or you feel like maybe you're over giving, you're not really receiving the same effort back. That's because you're in your masculine energy, right? So when you're in your feminine energy, that's receiving. That's more of a receiving energy. But it is the darker energy. A great way to explain this is to use Lilith as an example. Lilith is on your chart and on your birth chart, and it does represent what they call the dark energy. And a lot of times when you look at Lilith, it shows you this energy of something that sounds like something that's challenging, like maybe a characteristic that's challenging. But in the end, when you learn more about your chart and about yourself, you realize that those shadow energies of Lilith are actually like your superpower, right? It's like that energy comes up in those times when you do need to stand up for yourself, right? When you do need to fight back in some way, when you do need to speak your truth about something, right? So there's this energy here of needing to understand when to use that masculine energy and when to integrate that feminine energy. All right, let's pull. The Five of Pentacles comes out. Five of Pentacles says, this talks about abandonment, rejection, energy. It's a card that says it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. With the Nine of Air, Nine of Swords, which is that anxious energy, we have Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is like persevering. So it's like you continue to keep doing the same thing over and over and over, but you're expecting a different result, right? That's kind of what I'm getting there. And again, it's going to have something to do with your thoughts. I don't necessarily see you. I mean, it's very possible, Sagittarius, that you're actually arguing with someone else. If that's the case, make sure you're arguing in a different way. I don't know. I feel like we're past that. We're not necessarily arguing with people anymore. We're just kind of making statements now, right? These are our boundaries. And you're either going to respect that boundary or you don't have access. It's that simple, right? We have the Justice card. So again, there is some type of battle. You are going through some type of disagreement. The Justice card comes out. This is energy too, I want to point out, of a bully. So you could be dealing with a bully as well. Dreams of Gaia, the Five of Fire. It's energy of someone like coming against you. The Justice card comes out. It does say that a great injustice has been done and the scales will be balanced. It's like something will be made right. You're going to do that on your own. No one's coming to save you, Sagittarius. You're going to save yourself on your own by knowing when you're overgiving and by knowing when to integrate that shadow feminine energy, right? Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, new start. Do something a different way. Stop doing it the same way. Stop overgiving and expecting people to give you back what you're giving them. There's this energy of like you're seeing yourself in others. Like maybe you're a really hard worker, so you expect other people to be really hard workers. You see what I'm saying? There's something about that. The interesting part, though, is the only major arcana is the Justice card. And it's like you're asking for help, and Spirit's like, okay, here I am. And really loudly. All right, bottom of the deck, we have Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. We have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection. Trust your inner voice. We have Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. That Spirit letting you know you are highly protected. So whoever this is that thinks they can come against you, highly, highly protected. All right, let's pull Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I do think that you are emotional about the situation. That's the thoughts in the mind. But I do feel that it's almost like you don't understand how powerful you are. And something about your empathy could help you in this situation. Yeah, look at that. A time for healing, the Bosmic moon. Have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. And bottom of the deck, don't let pride get in your way. It's full moon in Leo. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Sagittarius. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, please remember to tap that like button for me if the readings are pulling out your heartstrings. Praveen. Did I say that right? See if I get rich and if I find new true love. Oh, Lord. All right, guys, that's the fire signs. So now we're going to do water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Diana says, all 12 signs. Almost done with fire signs. If you know your sun, moon, and rising, get out your birth chart. Use all 12. Oh, I just see Nut W2. I gotta do my taxes. Gosh. I started and I was like, no, it's too much. I went shopping instead. That's not true. I went to the vape store because I thought my vape was broke. And if you guys vape, you'll understand. So I used to be a smoker. And now I don't smoke anymore. I vape, right? But I'm stuck to that vape. It's literally super glued to my hand all the time, except for when we're doing lives and Spirit makes me put it down. But it's like I went from the cigarettes to the vape, right? So whenever something happens to my vape, it's like running out of cigarettes. Or, it's like, you can't find your cigarettes or something like that. You know what I mean? And so my vape wasn't working. It has this touch, lock thing on it. And like it was freaking out and it wouldn't work. And so I was freaking out. And sister took me to the vape store. There's this little guy, I shouldn't call him that. There's this young man. I shouldn't call him that either. There's this gentleman at the vape store. I want to say he told us one time he was Italian. But anyway, I just want to, I want to ask him if he's single. I want to be like, are you married? Do you have a brother that's just as intelligent? One, he literally helped me stop smoking cigarettes. I mean, that's amazing in itself. But two, it's like every time I have an issue, I go in there and he fixes it. So today I walked in there thinking that, I was going to get a new vape. They're not cheap, you guys. They're not like the disposable yucky ones. You know what I mean? They're the nice kind that you have to put your juice in and you can see your juice. So you know what's going in it. You know what I mean? But I walked in there and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not working. And I'm having this trouble. And he's like, let me see it. And I show it to him and he had it in his hand for 30 seconds and he hands it back to me. He's like, here you go. It's working now. And I was like, no, you don't understand. And I start to explain it. He's like, just try it. It's working now. And sure enough, I try it. And oh my gosh, he fixed my vape. He fixed it. Thank goodness, right? So now we're fixing to do Cancer's reading. I don't know why I had to tell you about the vape guy, but who knows? Maybe it'll be relevant, right? You never know. All right, let's timestamp Cancer. Let's do 54 even. All right, so that could be something as well. The timestamp 54. This is going to be for the week of February 15th through the 21st. You do have that Aquarius solar eclipse happening on the 17th. I am using Dreams of Gaia tonight. So let's look at your energy of the week. Bottom of the deck, we do have the 5 of air. You could feel like there's this energy of not being able to see where you're going, or not being able to see what's going to happen next. The dragonflies are sticking out to me. All right, energy of the week, we have the healing card coming out, so that's beautiful. Challenge or obstacle, we have this seneschal. I feel like I'm always saying this word wrong. That's going to be the 12 of Earth. Excuse me. We have intuition coming out for your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. And we have the union card coming out for the outcome. Cancer, what a beautiful reading. Okay. Definitely going through some period of healing, surrendering. It's like you're taking your something out of it, like your expectations out of it. Blindly going with the flow. I'm not necessarily sure that you like the energy of the blindly going. I'm not necessarily sure that's something that you're enjoying. It's almost like you want it to be a certain way, but the way you want it to be is causing a lot of, I don't know, obstacles, challenges. You're going to have to be more practical about something. You're going to have to trust your intuition more. And I mean, the union card is self-explanatory. You don't really, I mean, it is what it is. I really don't like those readings where they're like, oh, people are returning and you're going to get back together and you're going to live happily ever after. But Cancer, I mean, don't shoot the messenger. This has that energy really strongly. I'm a Cancer rising, so I'm freaking out right now. I'm like, what is this talking about? But it has this energy strongly. Now, mind you, union, of course, could definitely be inner union, right? Like it could definitely be the balancing of your inner masculine and feminine. But I'm sensing, I mean, the intuition, right? And we don't forget Mercury retrograde, literally right around the corner. Okay, so I can't remember whose reading we did in the fire signs where someone was returning, but the energy didn't match. Do you remember that? I don't remember whose reading that was. Maybe Leo. And it's like, you know, this energy is going to come back and test you. And it was like every time you found solid ground, this energy would come back and test you. But it was never at a like healed version. It could never match you. It could never meet you. You were constantly having to turn around, lower yourself to pick that energy up and try to bring it with you. But of course, it was just dragging you down, right? So that was the Leo reading. This energy is very similar, but completely opposite. It is very similar, and there's this energy of someone returning. But the cards are so powerful in the terms that this person is matching 11 watching. The cards are, it's the energy is equal effort. The energy has went off somewhere and is returning in a much more healed, and there's no such thing as healed, okay? So if someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, I'm healed, there's a problem. There's a red flag right there. It's a constant journey, but there's a drastic difference from where this person was when you left them the first time or before and where they are when they return. And you're in this energy of there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of I don't want to say bitterness, but I mean there's something. the interesting part is the keys. She's wearing these earrings that have these keys on them. It's like you have the ability to make something easier. It's like you have some inner knowing, but you're not using it. You have some inner knowing. Okay, so let's say, and again, this is not one of my favorite things to do, but I mean, again, it is what it is. Let's say I'm talking to someone that's on a twin flame journey. Let's say I'm talking to someone who's in separation. Let's say I'm talking to someone who's then got used to separation and they're like, this is the way it is, right? It is what it is. But underneath that outer armor, you have some inner knowing that something is different. Something is going to turn out differently. The Fool comes out, brand new, clean slate, leap of faith. Six of Wands, victory. It's also notoriety, getting noticed. You could not be noticing something. Again, it could be about your own healing journey. It could be about the work that you've done yourself. Sister was telling me this in the car when we were coming back from the vape shop. She was saying, like, I forget what we were talking about, but she was talking about how I've experienced trauma in a certain situation before. So when that happens, like when I'm in that situation again, no wonder I'm anxious, right? And she was saying something like, you need to give yourself a little more grace because you have had these situations happen where other people may not, find it that challenging because they haven't had those situations happen, right? So there could be something that you're noticing. Remember I said it's like you're making something harder on yourself. It's like you're struggling to notice that you're the one making something harder on yourself. Intuition, we have 10 of Wands. That's that energy of exhaustion. It's also the energy of don't give up, though, because you're almost there. And again, that could be like what you're intuitively knowing. So even though you're over here and you're angry and you're like, no one noticed me and I'm just whatever, it's like you have some underlying inner knowing that eventually you're going to reach this goal. Eventually you're going to get the thing that I think you want. The Union card being that potential outcome. 5 of Wands does come out. 5 of Wands is a card of challenges. So it's like, this is coming, but it's not coming easy. You've literally had to fight for this. But I want to point out 5 of Wands is not 5 of Swords. They're not stabbing each other. 5 of Wands says it's a card of training. So it's saying, yes, this is challenging, but it's also saying you've trained for this. You've been preparing. You've been healing. You've been starting over. And it's union. It's giving strong twin energy. There's 2. There's 2, and someone's meeting you, matching you. I will crap my pants. All right, let's pull a guidance card. Cancer, you could be dealing with an Aries with the Fool card coming out. I think we caught the short shelf for a little while. That's pretty cool, right? All right, we have care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. We have call to action. Take charge. Lead by example. Walk your talk. That's what I was trying to say earlier. We have the faith card on the bottom. Humanity and benevolence. This is it. Ready? Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others and see the light in the world. All right, Moonology to close it out for Cancer. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I dropped it and threw it across the room. Your commitment is being tested. It's the first quarter moon. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Bottom of the deck. There it is. What do you need to release? It's going to be the waning moon. All right. So I'm going to leave that right there, Cancer. I hope that reading was helpful. All right. We got Scorpio next. Guys, tomorrow night I'm going to be doing a music and tarot. I called it Friday 13th party. It is already posted, so if you guys see that thumbnail, you can hit the notify me button on there. I'm going to be offering some love messages, spiritual higher self messages, talking to heaven, of course, messages. I'm also offering some special paid readings. And again, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be an empath and why the collective energies pull at you so strongly. I'm also going to give you some practical steps on what you can do when you feel like that energy is becoming overwhelming, right? I think that's key. Sherry said, I just knew you were talking to me. Just caught the end. I'm going to have to go back and watch. I've already completely gone. I don't know how that works. Sometimes I wonder if Spirit does that so that I can move on to the next. It's really weird. And then people will ask me, they'll be like, what was this reading about? I'm like, I don't know. I have to go back and watch it myself. And I do use the timestamps. I get my chart out, and I start with my first house, which is Cancer. And I use the timestamps, and I'll go listen to Cancer first. My second house is Leo, so I'll go around and find a timestamp for Leo and listen to Leo next. When I'm listening to Cancer's rising, I know it's my rising sign. When I'm listening to Leo, I know it's my second house. It's about my money. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I do it. Scorpio is my fifth house. Where is Scorpio on your chart for you guys? Tell me in the chat. Fifth house is creativity, joy, romance, children. So when I read for Scorpio, I know that message that comes out has to do with my fifth house, creativity, joy, romance, yada, yada. Friday the 13th does not have to be bad, y'all. I know everybody wants to make it bad, but actually, tomorrow is Venus. It's Venus's day. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night. And because it is strong, powerful Venus energy tomorrow, that's what drew me to talk about the empathy and the collective energies. So I feel like I'm hoping that information will be helpful, especially right now as we're all dealing with this really powerful collective energy. Scorpio 10th house, Sandra says. And I know that Sandra has her sun in Scorpio. 10th house is your career, your reputation. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do 108:38 for Scorpio. And this is going to be for the week of February 15th through the 21st. You do have the Aquarius solar eclipse coming in on the 17th. You could experience some sudden disruptions with that energy. I'm getting a little bit of, the elephant sitting on your chest feeling. Something could be coming up that is making you anxious. I feel like whatever it is, give me just a second. I feel like whatever it is is not something new to you. It's not something it is something you've had to do before. For some reason, it feels more like maybe it'll be a little more challenging this time. There's so much. I feel like I just keep talking. So I'm going to stop. Let's pull the cards. It's interesting because Scorpio is normally hiding their stuff. Normally it's hard for me to break through that Scorpio shell. And it's one of the harder readings for me to do. And it seems like Scorpio is very open right now, like wants to tell me that there's something they're facing that is causing them some type of fear. Even though, again, like I said, they've done this before. They've faced this before. All right, let's see what it is. Energy of the week, we have the Queen of Water. All right, so this is going to be the 13th Queen of Water card in the Dreams of Gaia. It's like Queen of Cups. It's like knowing when to step back and take care of yourself. It's knowing when your cup is depleted. That's what's wrong. Scorpio, you're facing something that you have to do, and you're just starting, and you're starting feeling depleted, tired, exhausted, overwhelmed, short-fused, impatient. The sea turtles are sticking out to me. There's 2 sea turtles. The crab is sticking out to me. You could be doing too much at one time. You could be emotionally somehow you're too attached, emotionally attached. That could be a lot of things. That could say that, for example, you could just be too close to someone to see the truth of something. It could also be that you've experienced an emotion with something before, so you're fearful of experiencing that again. All right, challenge or obstacle. We have the 10 of water. It's surrender. A lot of emotion. Sea turtle again. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have the 10 of fire. Look at those chakras. Look at those chakras. So Scorpio, if you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Here it is. Here it is. All right, let's look at the potential outcome. We do have heaven and earth. This is as above, so below. Bottom of the deck is King of Fire. This is courage. You see the lion? Can you see the lion? Destiny card underneath. So you are facing something big. I don't want to make minor of the situation. But for me, as I'm looking at you, Scorpio, I'm like, I don't understand why you're scared, because you've already done it before. This is reminding me of what sister told me in the car, where she's like, you got to give yourself some grace because you have had to deal with this and most people haven't. So where most people may not have that issue, you may be extra sensitive to that issue because you've had to deal with it and you've had some trauma with this situation before. It's going to have something to do with surrendering, letting go. It seems very emotional to you. It's like you want to hold on to it, to protect it, to restore it, to like bring it back to life or something like this. But it's like you have to let it go now. This is very much giving like with parents. You know how the bird out of the nest type of situation. You're tired, you're depleted. And here's the thing about the heaven and earth card. If in your mind you're tired and depleted, then in your physical life, it's tired and depleted. As within, so without. As above, so below. But the thing is, it's as above, so below. So God's like, you can have heaven down here. There's something about wanting control of something or someone, having to release that control, and it's just scaring the shit out of you. So what you're going to do is you're going to release the control, heaven and earth. God said so. God said, this is my problem. Let me take care of this. You go take care of you. It's very much giving like, okay, don't shoot the messenger. It's giving hypocrite. It's giving hypocrite. It's giving, and remember, I use these readings for myself. So this is God literally telling me, Rosa, you're telling everyone else what to go do to balance their joy and their happiness, but you're sitting in your misery. You see what I'm saying? So please don't get upset and think that I'm just like being mean or picking on somebody. I'm not, I promise. You're telling someone else, you're encouraging someone, you're cheering someone, you're giving to someone, you're emotionally supportive for someone but yourself. You're not for yourself. So you're out of balance. You feel depleted. You feel exhausted. This shit is blocked. Nothing is flowing, right? As within, so without. So it's like, this is what you feel like inside. This is what your life looks like on the outside. So if you don't want it to be that way, and you're like, okay, Rosa, I get it. That's the problem. What do I do about it? You have to focus on you. You have to find the balance within you. When you find the balance within you, that balance comes into your outer world. Does that make sense? Please tell me that makes sense. I heard a lady talking today in a video, and it really pisses me off when people say this. It doesn't matter because it's still true, but it does. It pisses me off when people say this. But I heard her say, are you upset about the timeline that you're in? Do you not like the world that we're living in? Do you not like the corruption? Do you not like the disgustingness that we're seeing all over the world? She's like, remember that we create our reality. We create our reality with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our energy. If you don't like it on the outside, what you doing that? What your life looks like if you don't like what your 3D world looks like, then clean up the inside. Start healing the inside. Start pouring Queen of Cups into your own cup. Start taking care of you. Start showing God that you have faith. You're going to do what you need to do, and you have faith that God's going to do what he's supposed to do. And for some of you, this could be as simple as balancing the chakras. If you don't know what that means, message me. All right, let's look at the Queen of Water. The Magician, as above, so below. As within, so without, right? So it's like if you're depleted, your outside is depleted. Pour into your cup. The 10 of water, we have the 8 of wands coming out. 8 of wands is like sudden changes, quick information. This is in your challenges or obstacle. This has been going on for a long time. That's why you're so depleted. The 10 of fire in your lesson learned, we have the moon. This is about balancing your emotions. It's very possible that balancing your chakras, opening your chakras, any blockages, could definitely help you balance your emotions. It would also help you become more courageous, less fearful, right? Heaven and earth, we have the sun. This is bright joy, happiness, etc. The strength card on the bottom. It's never easy for Scorpio, ever. I have a lot of Scorpio friends. I try to tell them all the time. They're literally the rulers of the underworld. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they are the people that help others through death and rebirth. That's the most scary, challenging thing that as humans we go through. So if you have strong Scorpio placements like sun, moon, and rising, then you're probably experience a lot of death and rebirth in your life. And you probably help a lot of people go through transitions in their life as well, right? It's not an easy life to have. But you're not going to help anybody do anything if you're pouring from an empty cup. If your insides are chaotic, if your mind is chaotic, if it's constantly in fear, then the outside is chaotic and it's constantly giving you more fear. The interesting part about this is like, the reason we keep going and keep doing something, even though we know it's depleting us or taking away from us, is because we think that if we try one more thing or one more time, then that's going to be the one, right? But what happens? We end up becoming more depleted, and then we're like, oh, but wait, let's try this. If one more thing, one more time. You see what I'm saying? Scorpio, you've run out of one more things, and now there's nothing left to do but take care of you. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitations and trust. Divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Bottom of the deck, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition. I like the cords are being cut. That's definitely what's happening. You're having to release something, let it go. Bird out of the nest. All right, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Bottom of the deck, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Here's your guidance, Scorpio. Communication is key. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. I love how it feels like we're moving right along tonight. Pisces is next. Andrea, welcome. I love the little mind blown emoji. Ooh, the Four of Pentacles. Someone's holding on to something too tightly. And then the way you can know is if you're waiting for something else to come, but nothing else is coming, it's because you're holding on to something too tightly. So the energy can't flow. You're restricting the flow of the energy. And that's why whatever it is you're waiting for isn't coming. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. All right, let me grab a drink. All right, Pisces, let's do 125.11 for Pisces. And this is going to be for the week of February 15th through the 21st. Solar eclipse pops in on the 17th. Dreams of Gaia. Let's get your energy of the week. We have the Two of Fire. This is very much like the Two of Wands, but it's the twin card. Can you see it? Challenge or obstacle. We have thoughts. Lesson learned to help you with a challenge or obstacle. We have choice. These are all major arcana coming out. And the Sage. Wow. Powerful, powerful cards coming out for Pisces. I feel like it was this way last week. Pisces had a lot of powerful and major arcana. Another one. Emotion and intellect on the bottom. Strong twin energy. So in other words, talking to a Pisces on a spiritual awakening, someone catapulted your spiritual awakening, heart chakra activation. Thoughts and your challenges or obstacles could say that you're overthinking, having obsessive thoughts. The thoughts definitely could be keeping you distracted from your own purpose, what it is that you're supposed to be doing. The choice card as lesson learned. It's almost like you feel like something's out of your control, but Spirit's saying you have the knowledge and the power. The Sage card is your outcome. Like a wise one, someone again with all the knowledge, information. So it's like you have the knowledge and the power, but with the choice card being in your lesson learned, I mean, I guess it's very possible that you just realized this week, Pisces, that you have the choice. You can let something go, you can release something, and then that when you release that energy, it allows you to stop focusing on it. You can how's that saying go, where your energy where your thoughts go, energy flows? Is that how it goes? Is that how it says? So it's like you can move your thoughts somewhere else, you see what I'm saying, and now energy starts flowing over here. I don't feel like Spirit saying that you're choosing to stay in the obsessive thinking or racing thoughts or anything like that. But I think that it's possible that you're just learning something about some choice that you have. It's like maybe you just get the information. The Aquarius new moon could cause some type of disruption that shows you that you've had this power, this knowledge, the ability to make this choice all along. I'm not sure what the choice is just yet. All right. World card comes out. This could be about closing old cycles, opening new chapters, new opportunities. The Seven of Cups comes out. Seven of Cups is about confusion. So the thoughts card, there could be confusion about who you are or what you're doing. The thing that's sticking out to me is a lot of twin energy with all of these cards. Two faces, two masks. You see the masks? So it's like confusion about who you are. The Justice card is here. So I do feel that this is something that's happening with this Aquarius new moon solar eclipse. Something is being illuminated to show you that you have a different option or a different choice. That's giving me a lot of excitement. The Sage comes out. Oh, Sage comes out, and then the reunion card comes out with the Six of Cups. Again, inner knowing, someone from your past. Five of Wands is on the bottom. Again, Five of Wands does say something is challenging, but it does say that you're prepared for it. It's not the Five of Swords. They're not stabbing each other. All right, so Libra energy came out strongly. You could be dealing with a Libra, Pisces. Holy Amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond the current challenge, focus on what you desire. And Chronos, life force, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Forgiveness is on the bottom. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. A lot of union, reunion, twin flame energy with this reading. All right, a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra, and my absolute favorite, the blue moon, believe in the impossible. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Pisces. I hope that reading was helpful. I'm scavenging my brain, having a complete brain fart. I'm like, where is Pisces for me? Can't remember. All right, I'm going to clean up really quickly. We're going to move on to the earth signs. It's my ninth house. Ninth house. I know, right? The house of spirit. I'll take it. Andrea says, I'm an Aries and I'm dealing with a Leo. All right, so now we're going to do the earth signs. I'm going to start with Taurus. I don't know. It's probably just a Taurus, but like food just popped in my head. Taurus loves food. I feel like that's a known. If you know a Taurus, they're really good cooks, right? We had homemade pizza for dinner. It was pretty good. All right, I'm ready. Let's do 133.13. Taurus, this is going to be February 15th through the 21st. We do have the eclipse coming in on the 17th. I'm using Dreams of Gaia. Your energy of the week, we have the Five of Water. It's a very emotional card. It's kind of like the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Fire. Queen of Fire is going to be like the Queen of Wands. It's going to be about needing confidence, courage. Challenge or obstacle, we have the Seven of Earth. This is about grounding, staying calm. Lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have the Youth card coming out. This could be something about starting a new journey, taking a new path. It could have something to do with children. And we have the King of Earth coming out. So I do feel like this reading for Taurus is going to have a lot to do with staying grounded in a maybe new or chaotic situation. There's something here about stepping up to the plate. I do feel that you could be struggling to alchemize something, feeling like you've lost something. Nine of Swords is on the bottom. Anxiousness. The Empress comes out. Fertility, creativity, connection. Seven of Earth. You have the Three of Swords coming out. Man, this one's hard. Spirit, help me. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna need a minute. I can't just say that. Spirit better step in real quick, like it's not nothing to laugh about. Here's what I'm gonna say, and then I'm not gonna go into it very much because I don't know. I feel a little I'm not sure what Spirit's expecting from me with this reading. For some of you, this could have something to do with children. For some of you, this could have something to do with fertility. For some of you, this could have something to do with the loss of a child. The High Priestess is here. The High Priestess is the outcome. The High Priestess is someone who has like a part of them is in the spiritual world, a part of them is in the physical world. The High Priestess is someone who has all the answers. There's something here about responsibility. Again, there's something here about someone needing to step up to the plate. Taurus, you could be counting on someone else and God saying that you need to count on God. This has got to be the craziest, hardest reading I think I've ever done. For the rest of you, in order to create the life that you want, you're going to have to let go of something that you've been holding on to for dear life. You know that it's coming. You sense that it's coming. You are feeling emotionally overwhelmed about the idea of releasing whatever this is. It could be a person. It could be a place, a job that is no longer suiting you. It could be an old friendship. It could be a belief system. It could, are you ready? Even be grief. And I struggle with that because I know that we all grieve differently. And I know that People grieve at different times, different lengths. But I'm definitely getting this energy of Taurus. Is it possible that you have been in this grief so long that you've allowed it to become part of who you are? For me, Taurus is my 11th house. Your 11th house is your friends and your community. Since my spiritual awakening, my 11th house has taken a hit. It's like a bomb went off in my 11th house. I've struggled to let people go. And it has caused me great despair. So that's how this plays out for me. How this plays out for others, I don't know. There's definitely something here about children. Fertility. All right, let's pull some guidance for Taurus. Challenging new moon solar eclipse. Heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. The Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. All right, let's pull some moonology. Remember, the moonology can help with your thoughts and emotions. I do feel that this is an emotional week. I do want to point out the two powerful major arcanas with the Empress and the High Priestess, though. This definitely could be a week where you're standing back up after some type of great fall, right? This could be the week where you're like, I'm done grieving over this and I'm going to take my life back now, right? It definitely could be something like that. All right, we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. It's full moon in Pisces. You are good enough. One of my favorites, full moon in Virgo. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And one more, why not? There it is. Expect powerful changes. Look at that. New moon eclipse. This is the week, Taurus. I don't know what happened here. It's very painful. But the Five of Cups is not your outcome. The High Priestess is. So Taurus, this is the week you stand back up. All right. I'm going to leave that there. That was, woo. That song, She's Sweet But a Psycho, is on. Taurus. Sherry says, I'm very close to a Taurus. Powerful major arcanas for Taurus, plus the threes and the timestamp. Anytime you see threes, it could definitely be the Trinity, right? Challenging week, but very like spiritually uplifting. It's rare I get like information about fertility. That's a whole other show to explain the why. But it's also why we don't, like, I don't do any pregnancy questions or stuff like that when we're doing, mini readings. The reason is, in case you guys are ever wondering, like, why some people don't do like legal readings or health readings or pregnancy readings is because there is an infinite number of timelines. Infinite. And I know that we want to believe that the past was, a long time ago, and the present is now, and the future is ahead of us. But I'm really starting to understand how the energy works, and I'm really starting to understand that it is all happening at the same time. All right, Virgo is next. Let's timestamp 1:45:22 for Virgo. And this is going to be for February 15th through the 21st. We do have the solar eclipse coming out on the 17th. You have the 5 of air coming out. You have the child card coming out, and your challenge or obstacle. Not again, Spirit, not again. We have the 5 of earth coming out, a little bit of trickster energy there. And then for your outcome, we have the ace of fire. Look at this. Passionate courage. Bottom of the deck, we have the ace of air. So this is new clarity, new thoughts, new understanding. I don't think the child is about a child. I think it's about youngness, youth. Maybe that's not necessarily true, Virgo. You may not necessarily be like a super young person, but maybe like you're new to something. Innocent, still unknowing. You definitely could have a trickster, a jokester, someone who's trying to pull something. All right, so the 6 of Pentacles is coming out. 6 of Pentacles is like getting assistance or getting help, and it is falling on the 5 of air. 5 of air is your thoughts in your mind. So what I'm kind of picking up is that it's possible that someone's helping you, Virgo, and it's like maybe this is new to you. Maybe you're hesitant of receiving help from this person. God is good. I'm so glad you know that. Temperance comes out, Sagittarius energy, and this is about healing and balance, finding inner balance. There's something like you don't know. I don't know. It's like something that's very new to you. Temperance is a very powerful card. One, it's Sagittarius energy, but it's very powerful in the form that it's the card of healing itself. So it's like there's something that you don't know or is new to you. The sun is coming out, bright joy and happiness. Something could be illuminated to you. And then Scorpio energy, judgment, hearing your calling. This could have something to do with like something is causing you disruption or imbalance. It could definitely be a person. It could definitely be a person who has like trickster energy, jokester energy, maybe someone who is like immature or emotionally immature, something like that. But it's causing you to be like out of balance. And there's something about the way she's dipping her toe in. It's like you could be testing the waters in a situation. Someone could be testing you. It's giving a little bit of the poking the bear type of energy. You do have 3 major arcanas here. So remember, when you see a major arcana, it means that this is divinely fated energy, right? So it's like spirit steps in type of energy. I feel like the whole week is going to be about finding your own balance, coming into some type of alignment. Judgment is always going to be about healing, alignment, and purpose. And I don't think the sun is necessarily about like bright joy and happiness, I think it's more about illumination, like something is being illuminated. Something has been keeping you, Virgo, in a maybe like holding you down, maybe in a dark energy, maybe in a sad energy. It could definitely be a person. It could also just be a thing. And I think that this week you get some type of spiritual guidance, spiritual help, so that you're able to balance that out. So you're able to find the courage, whatever all this is, it's keeping you from being able, you see a little spider, like being able to like weave your destiny. It's keeping you from being able to follow your purpose. It's causing you some type of fear. On the bottom, we have 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. It's emotional contentment. All right, let's pull some guidance. Keepers of the light. For Virgo, we have ascension, move into your true self, rise above the darkness. Thank you, Spirit. I felt so weird saying that. The light is here. And then transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. All right, let's pull some moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. What do you need to release? It's the waning moon. Nothing will come of the situation. It's the void of course moon. You could also be in one of those periods where it's like a cycle is closing out. Like kind of think of a cycle as like a loop. And that loop at the bottom has this little open gap because it hasn't quite closed out. You could be in that in-between period where it's like you've closed the old chapter out, but the new chapter hasn't started. Hold your vision is going to be the last card. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. I'm going to clean up, guys. We're going to move on to Capricorn. Vanessa jumped over to Facebook. Thomas Man 89, welcome. Perfect timing, guys. Perfect timing for the Capricorn. The Let Her Go song is playing. It is one of my favorites. But it's not the Louis Capaldi or however you say his name. I don't know. It's some remix. I don't know if I like it. What is left ear ringing over right ear ringing? Okay, so your left ear. I want to say, I could be wrong. I want to say right ear is spiritual message. Left ear is like spiritual warning. So when my right ear rings, I know that Spirit's trying to get my attention and is telling me something. I'm going to receive some information. When my left ear is ringing, I know I need to stop and pay attention. When they're both ringing, watch out. And when I say warning, it doesn't mean like, rock falling out of the sky. Sometimes my left ear will ring when you're coming into the room. All right. Capricorn. I just popped my neck. I never do that. You could feel, I don't know, tense, like you need to pop your back. So Capricorn is my 7th house. 7th house is relationships. It feels stiff. I don't know, like it's something is causing a problem. Rigid. That's the word. Something feels too rigid. Like something needs to bend. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do 1:55:33. And this is going to be for February 15th through the 21st. Aquarius new moon eclipse comes in on the 17th. It is going to bring some sudden disruptions. We have the 4 of fire coming out. This is like the 4 of wands, 11:11, manifestation, creating what it is you want. If you look at the picture, let me try to get it without the glare. You'll see that he's holding a bow and arrow, and he's shooting an arrow with a flame. There's a flame on the tip of his arrow. This is about going after something that you want passionately, and it's more than that, because let's say Capricorn, for example, if you were to tell me 100 times that you were going to get your butt up and go find a job somewhere, let's just say, for example, but you never did, and you just kept saying it over and over and over and over, but you weren't really doing it, that would be the opposite of this card. So, Capricorn, there's going to be something that you keep telling yourself that you're going to do, but you haven't done it yet. And this Aquarius new moon solar eclipse is going to give you, remember, this new moon is butting up, it's squaring off with Uranus, and Taurus, Saturn, and Aries. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, okay? So it's like, this is giving you the motivation, that's the word, the motivation, the inspiration that you need to finally do that thing that you've been saying you're going to do for however long, but you haven't done it. That's your energy of the week. That bottom of the deck, King of Fire. King of Fire is King of Wands. Courage, passionate action. Look at this. This is aiming, passionate action. Passionate action. Stop talking about it and take action. Challenge or obstacle. We have the 6 of air. Duality. Again, as above, so below. We have the 10 of air. This is surrender. This is timeline jumping, going through portals. And then outcome, we have destiny. I love this. Capricorn, you don't like where you're at? Get the courage to take the action to get to the timeline that you want to be at. You can't listen to spiritual information such as everything in our thoughts is what is in our outside world, such as your mind is heaven, such as the spirit of whatever is within you, such as you have the power to create the life that you want, such as You can manifest whatever you want. You can't keep listening to all this stuff if you don't believe it and you don't actually take action on it. Like, what's the point of taking in all of this information if you're not actually going to use it? So if I'm talking to a Capricorn and you're sitting at home and you're like, I'm just not really happy with where my life is right now, and it's been going this way for however long, but I don't know what it is I'm supposed to do about it, right? Well, you're not supposed to sit there and just talk about how unhappy you are about it. That's never going to be the answer, ever. What you are supposed to do about it is get up and get to the timeline that you want. So I know you're listening to me and you're like, what does that mean, Rosa? Okay, so let's say you want to be, I don't know, I almost said a welder. Jesus, help me think of something else. Let's say you want to be a, have mercy, a firefighter. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, you want to be a firefighter. Well, you're going to start working out. You're going to start getting fit. You're going to start eating better. You're going to, maybe you start running. Maybe you start doing obstacle courses. And you see what I'm trying to say, though, is like you're going to start doing those things before you actually become the firefighter. And that's how you timeline jump. That's how you get to where it is that you want to be. Does that make sense? You're watching everyone else follow their purpose and their destiny, but you're lacking the courage. I know. I love y'all. Don't shoot me. I don't know. It's spirit. Spirit gave me this mouth. Anyway, you're lacking the courage to do the action that you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. Five of Swords comes out, thoughts in the mind. Ace of Wands comes out, destiny, fate. Knight of Cups coming out. Knight of Cups is, okay. The Knight of Cups is, remember, knights are messengers and they travel. They do have to be courageous because they have to go to all these unknown places, right? And then they deliver messages about their element. This is the Cups. The Cups are feelings and emotions. The Knight of Cups is sometimes seen as the player card. It's sometimes seen as the card of the person who doesn't know how to fill their own cup. They don't know how to love themselves and take care of themselves. So they go around to all these people trying to get them to pour into their cup and show them love and give them affection and yada, 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 yada. Spirit saying, get to the timeline where you do this for yourself. When you can do this for yourself, you're going to align with who's supposed to be with you. Nine of Cups comes out. Divine wishes being granted. Getting everything that you want. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom. For some of you, this could be about a job. The point is, if you don't take care of you first, if you don't learn how to give to yourself first, it's going to be impossible to get the things that you actually want. Right now, it seems like all these readings, there's been a common theme of everyone struggling to put themselves first. Luckily for us, in just a couple of days, actually, I think it's tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? It is tomorrow, right? The 13th. Saturn is going to move into Aries, and that is going to completely help you put yourself first. You're going to start seeing where you've been overgiving, where the energy is not met, where it's not equal. Facing fear, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is a chance to soar. Infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. All right, let's pull Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Don't let your past hold you back. It's the South Node. Ooh, two of them came out. I'm going to read both of them. You're very close to achieving your goal, the Gibbous Moon, and communication is key. It's new moon in Gemini. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. I know it was slightly rough. Hi guys, air signs are left. I don't know, y'all. If you're coming for sugar-coated BS, you're just not gonna find it here. And I don't know why God has me talking like this, but he does, and it seems to work. So, you know. I think sometimes some of us just need to hear it in a little bit more of a tough love version. You know what I'm saying? I'm fixing to start the air signs. I'm not sure what song was playing, but I heard, "Baby, this is what you came for." All right, let's do 20625 for Gemini. And this is going to be for February 15th through the 21st. I'm going to start out with your energy of the week. Dreams of Gaia. We have the 9 of Earth. Kind of like 9 of Pentacles. This card is actually a card of service. The Mother comes out for challenge or obstacle. The Father comes out. How interesting is that? Wow. Gemini. Father comes out for a lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, and the outcome is going to be Phoenix rising. It is the 8 of Fire and Dreams of Gaia. This is about nurturing. This is about responsibility. You have Queen of Fire on the bottom. It's about confidence and kindness. All right, I'm going to start out with your energy of the week, the 9 of Earth. It is a card of service. Look at this. The Death card comes out. Scorpio energy. Doing something for someone, overgiving, overdoing. 4 of Wands. This is firm foundation, financial security. This is in your challenges or obstacle with the Mother card. Gemini, you could be dealing with a mother. This could be your mother. It could be the idea that you're overgiving to others and depleting yourself. So your foundation is broken, depleted, crumbling. It's also the card of marriage, Gemini. Union could be your challenge or obstacle. The Strength card, so taking responsibility, stepping up to the plate, needing to dig deep inner strength to be able to do so. Phoenix rising, we do have the 2 of Cups coming out. So this is about a partnership. I'm not sure if it's a work partnership, if it's a love partnership, soulmate partnership. Something about service is coming to, it's not coming to an end. It's going through some type of transformation. You used to do something one way. Now you're going to do it a different way. The challenge or obstacle has me a little thrown off because the mother energy, again, could be a person. It could be like your self-care, nurturing that you need to do for yourself. But I think it's energy of someone who wants something from you. I think that you're fearful, but I think that whatever it is, it meets you. The energy meets you. Two of Cups is soulmate energy. It's equal effort. And the Eight of Fire and Dreams of Gaia is Phoenix Rising. I don't know if you can see it on there. This is something that you didn't expect to go well, ends up going well. Archangel Michael. Strong twin vibes. You're safe. Angels, stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. Light activation on the bottom. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. All right, let's do Moonology to close it out for Gemini. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I do feel like it is an emotional week for you. It's very possible that you're overthinking something. I don't even see any sword energy. So it's almost like you think something is going to be destructive or crumble, and it actually comes together much better than you expected. All right, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. We do have new moon eclipse. The energy is gaining momentum. It definitely is, especially with this person, this relationship. And don't let pride get in your way. It's full moon in Leo. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. Let's clean up. We're going to move on to Libra. All right, Libra, let's do 2, 12. Let's wait for it. 52. All right, this is going to be February 15th through the 21st, Libra. You do have the Aquarius solar eclipse coming in on the 17th. If you want to know how that's going to impact you, look on your chart. Where is Aquarius for you? Death and rebirth comes out. Energy of the week. The Four of Water comes out. It's about giving yourself grace. Libra, you're looking at all your scars and wounds. And instead of seeing them as, you're looking at something as weakness, instead of seeing it as you're struggling to alchemize. So in other words, like, you go through something that's challenging and you focus on the pain instead of focusing on how you came out and it made you stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, all those things, right? There's something about that. All right, lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We do have the Ace of Air. This is new thoughts, new clarity, new understanding, and then potential outcome. We do have the Four of Earth. This is about responsibility or taking responsibility, like it's your duty to do something. Libra, I think you're struggling with the mind. I think you're struggling with something that's coming to an end. Or something that's going through some type of transition, death and rebirth. Like it's no longer going to be this way. It's going to be this way from now on. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You're seeing yourself as weak or not in the position to like stand up to something or do something that's powerful. But it's like this week, the solar eclipse gives you some type of new clarity, new understanding. There could be a new conversation with someone as well. This definitely could have something to do with like a provider, a father, a caretaker. All right, death and rebirth, always strong Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. We have Pisces coming out. The Hanged Man. Stuck energy. In the headspace, needing to move from the headspace to the heart space. Three of Cups coming out. Teamwork, working together. Not true. That's Pentacles. Three of Cups is soul tribe, soul family. But I sense that energy of teamwork, working together. So there's this energy of feeling like maybe you're not capable, or maybe you're not seeing your capabilities because you're focused on something you lost or some trauma that you've went through. But it's like, or I think it's something you've lost, but it's like you're not seeing how that made you stronger, wiser, braver. I do see this Ace of Swords. I do feel like it has something to do with a new conversation. Three of Wands is like taking action towards your future. And then we have this Strength card, Leo energy coming back out. I feel like this came out all night long, right? And you're definitely going to have to dig deep, pull up some inner strength in order to be able to contribute in some way. I think that maybe you're involved in some project where people are expecting like your portion, your say, your understanding, your clarity. But you're feeling this energy of, like, I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I'm capable or if I know how. This Aquarius new moon solar eclipse, it's also possible that someone around you has the information, Libra, that you're looking for. Just heard that too. Regardless, you're going to have to take the action to get the clarity, to get the understanding, the Ace of Swords, to be able to find out what it is that you're wanting to know. That's why you're stuck in the headspace. You could have prominent Scorpio energy. Again, you could just be dealing with a Scorpio. All right, guidance for Libra, soul expansion. Your conscious is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. We have prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. And karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. And make room for good energy. All right, Libra, let's pull Moonology to close it out. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I do think that you're stuck in the headspace, overthinking, feeling overwhelmed. Meditate and contemplate. It's new moon in Pisces. Take time to breathe out. It's a dispensing moon. And it's time to take action. That's that Three of Wands, new moon in Aries. Luck is on your side, is on the bottom. All right, I'm going to clean up. We have one last one left, Aquarius. And this is your solar eclipse. So definitely going to feel like you are in the spotlight, so to speak. So spotlight energy is big. So I feel like there's this energy of being in the spotlight this week, Aquarius. And I mean, it makes sense with it being solar eclipse in Aquarius. You could feel pressure, like the heat. There's the pressure is causing you to feel, I don't know, like there's heat. Again, makes sense, solar eclipse. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do 220, 30. Let's wait for it. Let's do 220, 40. And Aquarius, this is for February 15th through the 21st. Your solar eclipse comes in on the 17th. Again, there could be this energy of a spotlight, intense, hot spotlight, focused on something that maybe you try to sweep under the rug, tried not to focus on, tried not to pay attention to. Let's see what that energy is. We have the Journey card coming out. You have somewhere to go. King of Water coming out. This is getting control of your emotions, as in your challenges or obstacles. Emotion, intellect coming out for lesson learned. This is understanding that you have the knowledge and the power to get control of your emotions. Potential outcome, we do have the Seven of Water. This is surrender energy. We do have the Three of Air on the bottom, and that is the card of knowledge. I don't know if you can see he's studying the book. There's something you need more information on. You're super emotional about some journey you have to take, somewhere you have to go, some action you have to take. And there's something about getting control of your emotions. Your emotions could be causing you to be more fearful than necessary. Something may not be as bad as you think it's going to be. The Hanged Man coming back out, Pisces energy in the same position as well. So stuck in the headspace, the thoughts can definitely be an issue. Four of Wands coming out for King of Water, firm foundation. So right now, it doesn't feel like the foundation is firm, right? It feels like things could be crumbling. It feels like something could be shattering, breaking. It doesn't feel secure. So emotion, intellect is going to be your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have the Devil card. The Devil card talks about karmic energies. It talks about the ties that bind to the two people at the devil's feet with those chains, and it is always about breaking free from something. Your emotions are holding you prisoner in some shape, way, form, or fashion. It's causing you some type of fear. And it's like this solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are known for being super bright. It's the ring of fire, right? When we have a lunar eclipse, it's super dark, right? You don't see those. Solar eclipse, you see that ring of fire. It's super bright. It's illuminating something, showing something to you. The Seven of Water, the Fool, I think that's what it's showing to you, is that you're going to have to make a move, and you're going to actually have to go somewhere. You're going to have to actually take a leap of faith. And I think for Aquarius, this may have something to do with like traveling, moving, going to a new location, something like that. All right, let's pull guidance card. It's almost like you've been hiding, Aquarius, and it's like time to get out in the spotlight. Experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. Last one, I have focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Have faith in your dreams. The waxing crescent moon, first one to come out. You're very close to achieving your goal. What do you need to release? And last one, surrender to the divine. That is this card right here. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to the divine. Two different sets. And what you're surrendering is this leap of faith, this new action, this new move, this new journey, new road, new path, all of that. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. That's it, guys. That's going to be all 12 signs for the week of February 15th through the 21st. I hope the readings were helpful, guys. If they were, make sure you tap that like button for me. I will be back tomorrow night, and that live is already set. So you can go over to my page and hit that notify me button. We're still very small and growing over here on YouTube, so sometimes notifications don't go out. But I do plan on being live tomorrow night, a special live for Friday the 13th. We're going to have a little Friday the 13th party. As we all know, when Friday the 13th is here, it means the veil is thin and spiritual messages come in a lot clearer and a lot faster, right? So tomorrow night, I'm going to be offering all kinds of message readings, free and paid. So come back, join me, hang out. I'll see you guys all then. Moderator ladies, thank you so much for coming in, keeping timestamps. I appreciate you guys so very much. If you came in and hung out and watched the live, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, guys, if you need to go back and watch another reading, timestamps will be in the description box. All right, I think that's it. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.